A single tap of hail hit against the windshield, but Reyanne Harper dismissed it as one of those pesky pieces of gravel. After all, it was spring, and the dreaded road construction season had begun. She didn't think much about it. Why would she? She heard it and dismissed the sound. It was still early, and she just wanted to get to Grinds for a latte and one of those egg white bites if they had any left. They always seemed to run out before 9. So far, it was turning into a great day. Great days for her were few and far between. Despite the fact that she'd had very little sleep, Ray was still up before her alarm clock went off. She'd even had time to put on a little makeup. Her students at St. Germain would surely comment. They always did when she did her hair and makeup. Plus, Ray wasn't running late, and that was an oddity in itself. She'd not only be there before first bell. At her current travel rate, even with stopping for coffee, she'd be there before the first bus arrived. Perhaps she'd even get a latte for Mr. Hibbs, the poor, unfortunate teacher on bus greeting duty, which meant he had to be there an hour earlier. The sun was shining with only a few clouds in the sky, the temperature was perfect, and she got what she considered princess parking in the lot by the coffee shop. All that positively changed in an instant when the sky quickly clouded over and the bright blue sky turned gray and threatening. Thinking, wow, that was fast, Ray turned off her car and stepped out. One clap of thunder, and it began. Tiny particles of hail began sounding like a thick rain as they hit against the ground. Ray was only 50 feet or so from the entrance, but before she even made it to the door, the hail went from peaceful-sounding drops to menacing thunks. The tiny ice transformed from cereal size to golf ball size, and by the time she hurried inside, freakishly huge chunks of ice rained down, some the size of basketballs. They fell fast and ferociously. Like the others that stood beside her watching out the window, Ray cringed and jolted, often afraid to look when she saw people running to get into their cars or take cover. Hail landed on cars, smashing roofs and breaking windshields. Alarms rang out with screams from people pelted by the heavy objects, some falling down unconscious when they were hit. Vehicles on the road swerved and crashed. It was nothing less than a wall of broken ice pouring down from above. Even though there was an entire floor between her and the roof of the coffee shop, she could still hear the hail crashing through. Her lucky day feeling and being early for work was suddenly gone. Ray would be stuck in the coffee shop until the cars on the road were moved. Thankfully, for her job's sake, she knew school would be delayed too. That happened a lot. For all the emotions Ray felt while watching the freak storm, fearful, saddened, one thing Ray didn't feel? Shocked. It didn't surprise her one bit. It was the third of such storms in just over 2 weeks. It was par for the course with everything else that was happening.